Ishuboy and Gun in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're just hours away from the FA Cup semi-final game. But first, let's move on. I think we're going to talk about some realistic approaches to the transfer window, and probably if there are certain combinations, what actually depends upon the financial climate for Arsenal this season. In this video, we're going to discuss that, and also, well, Joe Willock recently came up in a podcast, and what did he say about Arteta? I'm going to discuss in this video, so keep watching the video till the end, and it is going to be a great video, just like every day. You guys are amazing. So the first news is, with Europe and some sales, realistically, we won't be able to move everyone out in one window, especially in this financial climate. So Partey, Malang Sarr, Gabriel Magalhaes and Upamecano, along with Dominic Szoboszlai and Houssem Aouar, or rather Said Benrahma. Well, all these transfer targets are definitely within reach, but it is not the case just that either it could be Houssem Aouar or Upamecano. We could spend a lot. We just can't do it suddenly. We just need to know how exactly is the Kroenke support coming from Arsenal. I believe they will definitely do it. But talking about it, there's a bigger question. Will Gabriel Magalhaes come to Arsenal, or Upamecano, or is it Szoboszlai or Aouar? The possibility is Upamecano alongside Dominic Szoboszlai is more likely to happen, but Arteta wants Gabriel Magalhaes and Houssem Aouar, so you can understand that they both are not bad as well, yeah. And talking about Thomas Partey, well, completely dependent upon Atletico Madrid's Champions League campaign when it ends, and the home kit was supposed to be launched before the Liverpool game, but that didn't happen. So let's see. And now there were questions where actually Ousmane Dembele is in the market. So will Ousmane Dembele come to Arsenal? Probably that's also a question, but I don't think so that is happening. But until unless the future of Aubameyang and Lacazette is settled, I don't think so Arsenal should or will go for any striker or probably a new winger. But let's talk about it. Leeds United tweeted out that we are back at the Premier League. They were happy, they were buzzing their Twitter feed, and Eddie Nketiah replied to that with, "What a club, what a set of fans. Welcome back to the Premier League. Proud to have been part of this historic journey." Yes, Eddie Nketiah was a part of this historic journey, and did you know that he's going to get a winner's medal for that? Yes, for his contribution, Eddie Nketiah will be getting a winner's medal. He'll earn a championship winner's medal after his loan spell with Leeds United. Well, he's now won more trophies than Harry Kane in his career, and Harry Kane is turning 27, and that is not a good news for any Tottenham fan. Well, Emil Smith-Rowe scored the winner against West Brom yesterday and tweeted this out, that one was for the fans. #UTT. That was unbelievable goal. I mean, so much maturity. You're substituted. You're coming on and you're scoring towards the dying end of the game. Dying minutes. Unbelievable goal. Well, moving on. Well, according to certain sources, Mikel Arteta sees the central midfielder as a priority, and it looks like Thomas Partey is his top target. He would also like to add another centre-back and an attacking midfielder before the start of next season. We all know that Thomas Partey has a €50 million release clause, but that would need to be paid with a vast amount up front. Arsenal have instead been looking at potentially spreading the cost over the duration of his contract, just exactly as they did with Nicolas Pepe signing last summer. And also, Alex Lacazette, Matteo Guendouzi, Shkodran Mustafi, Mesut Ozil, Ainsley Maitland-Niles will all become available for transfer in the coming weeks as Arsenal look to rebuild. According to certain reports, I don't think so Ainsley Maitland-Niles is the one that should be sold off, or probably Arsenal are willing to sell him off, but let's see. Well, also there are news that Philippe Coutinho looks set to leave Barcelona and join Arsenal on loan. Let's see if that's going to be happening or not. And Mikel Arteta has opened up about the transfers. I mean, he has spoken about in a clear manner. He says, "I'm very ambitious because I can only think about this football club moving in one direction, and I'm going to push with everything I have." And about transfers, he says, "We don't know exactly what is going to happen or what we are going to be able to do or not to do, to keep players or not to keep. It will depend a lot on what we do on the pitch in the next 3 or 4 games. That is in our hands, so we have to maximize that." And about transfers, Arteta says, "We don't know exactly what is going to happen or what we are going to be able to do. There are many different aspects, obviously the financial one depending on where we finish in the league, what happens in the future with a few players, and also it depends on the transfer market." And one is financial and the other one is because we do not know if we are in Europe, and because we have players that we don't know what's going to happen. And talking about Kroenke, Kroenkes have the same ambition. We are in all of this together. If you ask me if I know right now what do I have and how can I do it, I don't know, because there are a lot of questions that we cannot resolve right now with the situation we have. That's the reality. It's not about sending a message. We all have the same objective, which is to try to bring the club back as quickly as possible, fighting with the top teams in the country and in Europe. And I want to do that as quickly as possible. And Arteta has actually, he was asked why Arsenal are not yet producing the tiki-taka style that City play. He says, you're asking me if I wanted to play after a 2-month break like City right now. Look back on the issues we had with a lot of players, with all the injuries, with suspensions and with players out. And talking about his game plan versus Manchester City tonight, Arteta says it's all about stopping their strengths. They have a lot. It's part of any game plan. It's not about City. It's about any other opponent we are facing. Tomorrow we will do exactly the same. We cannot expect to be dominant for 90 minutes. And I don't want to be defending deep for 90 minutes. There are going to be a lot of little games that we have to play really good. And also about the FA Cup being a route to Europe, he says absolutely for many different reasons, but as well because this competition is a big part of our history, and in the last 10 years, even more. It's a great opportunity for us to go and win a trophy, and we are very excited, and we'll try to go there tomorrow and make another step forward. Well, this video will definitely bring to you a lot about in terms of Raul Sanllehi. Do you actually really know what is Raul Sanllehi all about? Well, here it is. Raul Sanllehi is described as an expert salesman with a trusted network, a Barcelona person. He was deemed at Barcelona as a negotiator rather than a decision maker. Leverkusen's asking price for Leno was 18 million euros, but Raul got the deal done through intermediaries and Arsenal paid 22 million euros. Arsenal also paid a fee to Sport Invest UK, who Kia is a director, to facilitate Alex Iwobi's sale to Everton. Raul made Andre Carri, who worked closely with Raul at Barcelona, to smoothen the deal between Arsenal and Flamengo for Pablo Mari. In the year 1991, Raul Sanllehi was arrested in America for wrapping toilet paper around a rival college's goalposts. Raul has a very good negotiation skills and was seen as a diplomat. Arsenal and Barcelona had already a dispute over the transfer of Bellerin, and Raul acted as a peacemaker. Before the end of 2018-2019 season, Raul was involved in high-level discussions about a proposed new contract for Unai Emery. The Athletic understood that it was strong internal opposition grounded in Arsenal's dreadful underlying data that puts the brakes on that deal. So that did not happen. And talking about Willian says that my goal in the next contract is to sign for 3 years. There are rumors about several teams that may be interested. For time being, I have had no concrete proposal. I'm waiting. My agent hasn't given me any news yet. I'm waiting for his call. Well, let's talk about Andries Jonker. Andries Jonker has opened up about Bukayo Saka this time. He says he was a left winger, always long, tall and strong, and could run faster than his teammates or the opponents, shoot harder than them. It was such a physical advantage that we questioned whether he was that technically good. And talking about Joe Willock, he says, we had big fights with Joe. I had big fights with Joe, but I also believed in his potential, and it was a real fight to keep him in the club even. But now he did it. He finally understood what he had to do if he wants to make it to the top, and that is really great. And he also said that it was Freddie Ljungberg that decided Bukayo Saka should play as a full back. Unbelievable, isn't it? Well, Pep Guardiola has opened up about Mikel Arteta. He says, I'm pretty sure the right person to bring them back is there now. When the club support him, they have the right man. I have a feeling he's creating something unique. If they give him what he needs, they'll be a contender for the title in future years. Unbelievable. Well, if that comes from Pep Guardiola, it's something huge, isn't it? Well, Arsenal have offered 45 million euros for Joelson Fernandes, according to a report which I don't believe in, but it looks like Joelson Fernandes is Arsenal's third priority for a left winger behind Willian and Said Benrahma. So I don't believe that one bit. But Mark Lawrenson reckons that there will be a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final. He believes that Arsenal and Chelsea won't be able to contain these two opponents of what they have. He says, on the pitch, I think it will be Manchester that comes out on top in both games. Defensively, the two London teams are ordinary at best, and therein lie their problems. City and United are both so dangerous going forward, and I don't see Arsenal and Chelsea being able to keep them out. Well, Joelson Fernandes had a agreement to renew his contract with Sporting, but the deal has fallen apart, and player is now linked with Arsenal, Barcelona and other clubs. And talking about Ozil, Mikel Arteta says he's been training. I haven't done the squad yet, but he is in training. Unbelievable, isn't it? And Villarreal have confirmed Santi Cazorla has opted out to not to renew his contract, and the game that at the weekend will be his final game for them. Please come to Arsenal, Santi, if you can. Unbelievable, isn't it? The whole thing about Joe Willock, what he said about Mikel Arteta. He says, to be fair, when Arteta came in, we were a bit skeptical about what he could. Obviously, he's a very young manager, and most of the players that play now have all played with him. So we were a bit hesitant on how to approach the situation. But we all let him in with open arms, and we all thought, let's see what he has to offer. He's come in, and to be honest, he's been no short of amazing, really. His detail, the way his man management is with every single player, and we're just all excited to work with him. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe and support Arsenal against City tonight.